Life is like a retrograde journey, and I'm one of them. Hello everyone, welcome to today's Chinese Culture Heart Travel. What I would like to share with you today is, if a person can survive until there is no one to contact and no invitation to dinner, there's no such thing as socializing, so congratulations. Living alone is the norm, and enjoying solitude is a gesture. If you are able to adapt to the life of drinking tea, walking, traveling, reading books alone, no phone calls to bother, there are no invitations, and there is no complicated socializing. Be able to go to bed early and get up early, be kind to yourself, and have no desires. The mood is like a cloud and the wind is light. I don't care about other people's evaluations, I just want to live as I like. Contentment, go with the flow, then congratulations, you have reached the highest level of life. At a young age, we always crave friends around us, enjoy the excitement and feel loneliness. I want to find my own value in the lives of others. However, as time passed, we are getting to understand. Life is actually a process from complicated to simple. Time, like an impartial screener. Redundancies that don't belong to us will be phased out. Wen Xiaobo once said, when people are young, I feel like there are people everywhere. Other people's business is your business. However, in middle age, you will realize the world is truly yours. Except for family, there are not many. Life is a journey from simple to complex. Then go from the complex to the simple process. No longer settle for yourself. Sun was a social savvy when he was young. There are often more than 100 people around him. The most of the day, he received visits from dozens of friends. March of the 23rd year of Daoguan, he was promoted to the position of attendant of the Hanlin Academy. Many friends came to congratulate them. He had to go back to more than 50 places to worship. Busy socializing every day, he gradually felt exhausted. I don't have time to care about learning anymore. Wait until you find that you have regressed very much. He just woke up. I have made a strict self-cultivation plan for myself, 12 daily lessons. These include not going out at night, being exhausted, cut the precept and cut the precept. He believes that socializing can deplete people's energy. Look tired. Cultivation is wasted, so it must be abstained. The energy in a person is limited. Linger in the hustle and bustle of parties, pompous drinking parties. It often doesn't bring pleasure and satisfaction. It's tiredness and inadequacy. Cut off socializing and stay away from the crowds. It's relieving the mental load. The host Lu Yu has been engaged in hosting work for decades. More than 1 people have been interviewed. On stage, she talked eloquently with the interviewee, but off stage, she is a serious social phobia. When flying, she was afraid of meeting acquaintances, because I don't want to talk to people. At a dinner that can't be pushed off, she also tries to be a transparent person. Outside of work, she barely socializes. At home, closed for days, a boring lifestyle in the eyes of others. In her opinion, it is a pleasure. You don't have to maintain a painless relationship. You don't have to respond to indifferent topics. She hid at home to read, watch movies, exercise, and study. One is happy with himself. Yan Zhang wrote in Invisibility Cloak, I avoid overly enthusiastic friendships when nothing happens. This makes me less burdened and less burdened. I won't say much nonsense. It makes me feel refreshed. When people reach a certain age, they are recycled, received at the end a room of good books, a light cup of tea. Live your life the way you want it to. You don't have to worry about the strange stares of others when you eat alone or walk alone. Say goodbye to the hustle and bustle of the outside world. Find a pure inner solitude and settle yourself in order to enjoy life quietly and lightly. I saw the essence of socialization. When life becomes unstable, we tend to have inner stability. So solitude is the future of life. When we find that 99% of social interaction is ineffective and can be refused, we'll lose enthusiasm for socializing. Everyone's heart is an island. It's unique. I want to find someone who matches my heart in the vast sea of people. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack. Social interaction is actually the exchange of material and value. If the exchange is not worth it, there is no need to continue. If one stays up until no one contacts you, there are no dinner invitations, there is no such thing as socializing, no one is with you, then congratulations, you have been freed from the bondage of the world. Live your life. Inner freedom and tranquility were gained. Nietzsche said the higher philosophers are alone. It's not because he wants to be alone, it's because he can't find anything like it around him. Alone is the beginning of your maturity. When you are alone, you can feel at ease. A person's years can also enjoy themselves. Enjoy every moment of your life. Such a state of mind, no matter where you go in life, can move forward with determination. I won't be demanding of what I cater to, nor will it be burdened by too many desires and constraints. Return to the simple joy of being a human being. When two people live, they enjoy the joy of two people. When you live alone, you enjoy the joy of a person. Even if you are alone, your heart is able to settle in the present moment. When you live with your heart, you can see your own clarity and brightness. Inspire the vigor and vigor of life. In this fireworks world, everything is regrettable and everything is worth it. Time will teach us to be alone and at peace. Make peace with everything. The wind listens to the wind and the rain looks at the rain. All the deep meaning of life. In fact, it is hidden in the daily life of the ordinary year. The biography of Yan Zhong says the best medicine in life in the peace and peace of mind when you are alone. Peace and peace of mind are the best resistance and immunity that a person can have. Life is essentially about making oneself happy and happy. Everything else is a means. People live and exchange their abilities and talents for wealth, and exchange wealth for a way of life that nourishes his soul. Who hasn't lived their lives like this? Life is inherently an altered chase, the process of gradual acceptance and then slow convergence. Half a life has passed. When we survive the hardships, we find out. It turns out that life is simply a blessing. Life is plain and bland. Loneliness is the beginning of returning to oneself. Hesse recounts such a tragedy in his novel Steppenwolf. Writer Harry likes to live alone, but because he didn't fit in, he suffered a lot. He made up his mind to change the past, begin to learn from the people around you, hang out in the theater tavern. There he made all kinds of friends, began a lively and prosperous life, but it has also gradually deviated from the right track of life. He no longer reads and writes. I don't have time to study the philosophy of art. At last, the more Harry lived, the more bored he became, and he had a mental breakdown. A lot of the time, the crowd is like a misty forest. You can only come out boldly in order to see clearly the path you want to take. The author of those things in the Ming Dynasty was once a very unsociable person. When I was a child, the little ones got together to play and play. He was alone in the house and read. When I went to college, my classmates and roommates were busy with love and entertainment. He often sat alone in the study room until late at night, after work. He said, I didn't have any friends for more than 10 years, but I'm not alone. I know more than a lot of my peers. It's this lonely courage to live alone, achieved those things in the Ming Dynasty. Shi Yu, who no one cared about, became the bright moon of the year who moved the world. Loners, they tend to have a clear goal and a strong sense of self-control. They prefer to endure loneliness, nor do you consume yourself in the excitement. Schopenhauer said only when one is alone, he can be fully himself. The people around are chasing this kid. When you are gnawing on 100 years of solitude, it's hard for you not to be alone. The people around you shouted and killed in the game. When you are watching Lao Tzu and Zhuangzi, it's hard not to be alone. But living alone is the norm, and enjoying solitude is a gesture, a sober soul, even if no one understands it forever. He also gets a sense of satisfaction from his own fulfillment, because he understands what he really wants. When you learn to live with loneliness, this is the beginning of your self-return. As the Big Bang Theory says, maybe you don't fit in at school. Maybe you're the shortest and fattest in school. Maybe you don't have any friends. But it doesn't really matter. Those times you spend alone, for example, building a computer or practicing the cello, will make you more interesting. Wait until one day, when someone finally notices you, they will discover someone who is cooler than they imagined.